Less than 3 minutes later, my grandma calls me. Not again, what'd you do this time? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she said, every single Cook County sheriff is outside this house right now looking for you. What up, I'm Rob Level. Right now I'm gonna tell you one of my most screwed up life stories about the time I had 10 Cook County sheriffs in Southside Chicago waiting outside my house to arrest me for the 2 felonies I had just committed 30 minutes earlier out of a very violent rage. That was the last story I told in the previous video, but I put a link to that below this video because you gotta see that, all right? But first off, I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you for watching this video because these are the videos that I'm using to inspire people. Now this is one of the craziest stories, but it just shows how far I came as a person. And I wanna be able to motivate and inspire people to know that if I came from what I came from and I've done all the messed up, screwed up stuff that I've done, if I did it, man, you can do it. All right, and I believe in you because nobody believes in me. That's how I know you can do it because I'm screwed up. Let me break down. Let me give you a little piece of the last story. You don't want to see that again. Link is below. Now, after I broke into that house and brutally beat up some of the guys who talked crap to me online, I knew I had to get out of there. Right, I was still standing on the roof of the house after I just gotten in through an open window upstairs. All right, and I was watching everyone pour out of the house because I was just banging a guy's face off of a banister in here, and it was just crazy, right? I legit jumped off this roof like I'm Batman or something, like whoosh, with a Gatling gun, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so full of adrenaline, I didn't feel a single thing. I straight jump off the story of the house, right? I hop into the car with my boy, because he drove me. I didn't have a car, I was broke at the time. And I'm in the car, I'm ducking back. And as we're driving by, and this cop comes right into the neighborhood, my heart is going like 1,000 miles per hour. I mean, this is like 15, with like, if I had not gotten in the car a second earlier, that cop would have stopped. Luckily, he drove past. I knew he was there for the situation that I had just done. So my friend keeps driving and I'm sitting, okay, we got past the cop. Like, this is so stupid. Okay, I'm like, look, I'm home free. I'm home free. The cop didn't get me, right? My girlfriend's mom calls me because I went to that house because the guys were talking about gang banging my girlfriend, and then I was like, give me the address. Go click the link, you'll see. Anyways, her mom says, come back right now. We know you used brass knuckles when you were hitting them. Right, come back, we wanna see your knuckles. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I hung up the phone. By the way, this made sense to me later when the cops told me that I was charged for breaking and entering and assault with a deadly weapon, since they thought that I'd actually used brass knuckles on this kid. But I didn't use brass knuckles. I used bone knuckles and the banister at the top of the stairs that I was banging one of their faces off of. Anyways, less than 3 minutes later, my grandma calls me. Robert! That's how she says my name.
Robert! Oh my God.
There you go.
Oh my God, that won't even fit on my wall.
Let me get the other TV, 1 second.
The other one?
Where the hell you boosting from? Not again, what'd you do this time? Well, she's gonna hate me for doing it like that. But I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she said, every single Cook County sheriff is outside this house right now looking for you. What? My heart rate, I don't even know how to explain it. It's pretty much the same thing that I say in my song, I Want Revenge.
Capture what my grandma saying, not again. I say, how many outside? She counted 7, 8, 9, 10. When you feel like they just caught you, man, your heart, it just don't stop. Heart be beating like you ran, I stopped for 20 blocks, trust me. I want revenge, but I don't really need it. What I need is anger management and treatment.
Man, that was the worst feeling. I went from like the highest high of being like, yes, I got these guys who were talking online. Oh. And then it was like, oh. Let me tell the rest of this though. I asked my grandma, I said, how many are outside? And she counted. Now she counted. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Like 7, 10. 10 police. Man, I just hung up the phone, okay? Had my boy park the car at the Section 8 housing spot, which was down the street from my grandma's house. I asked him for an extra shirt because the one I had on was white and had blood all over it. Not my blood, by the way. And I also wanted to be wearing a different color for, description purposes. And also, I was wearing a white shirt at night. I needed something darker to blend in. And he had some other clothes in his car. So we ran a few blocks until we had about a block from my house. And I could see my house from across the way. I mean, you couldn't miss it, all right? Me and my boy hid behind a pile of the neighbor's logs that he used as firewood. So I'm like hiding behind woods, like looking over the wood, you know what I'm saying? And you could see this huge group of police cars lighting up the entire street. It looked like a damn carnival. It looked like a damn carnival on the block, okay? Like Six Flags, all right? So I called my grandma, okay? She immediately answered. Now, hold on, now how stupid is this? I can't believe I did this. I saw the backyard, wasn't covered, okay? I asked my grandma, I said, can I jump the back fence, go in through the basement window, and come upstairs like I was downstairs sleeping the whole time and I was home all night? Like, my grandma was like, there were 20 witnesses that just saw you hospitalize 2 people. I'm like, oh yeah. So I ran, because there's no cops in the back. I ran and jumped the back fence and I snuck inside the house anyways. Right now, my grandma when she cooked dinner, she put it on the stove. I straight took food off the stove, right? That was sitting there for dinner because I knew I might not be able to eat her food for a while. I hugged her, I told her I loved her. And then I walked out the door with my hands up. And there's about 15 cops with all their guns drawn on me. They told me drop to my knees, get on the ground over the bullhorn, and I was arrested for breaking and entering an assault with a deadly weapon. Lucky for me, before I had to go to court, they had already determined that I didn't use brass knuckles. So the assault with a deadly weapon charge was dropped to just assault. The breaking and entering charge, which is usually a felony, was dropped to criminal trespass. Okay, so that becomes a misdemeanor, but it's not expungable from my record, meaning that it's on my record forever, right? Oh, and in addition to that, only one of the guys ended up going to court for this, which really helped me. The other one pressed charges at first, but he ended up dropping them. For legal reasons, I can't say, just in case the statute of limitations is still in play. I don't even know if I should say this, but let's just say that he was too scared to press charges after something happened to him. Yeah. You thought this story was crazy? It's just one of the many. If you want to see more of my crazy life stories, I'm going to put links below for you for like 15 other ones below. You should check those out. I think you're going to like them, all right? Please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, because it really helps me out. Please, I really appreciate it if you do. And make sure you check out my music, because in my song, I Want Revenge, I actually talk about this situation. You can hear more about it. Also, the link to the last video, which tells you the whole story about why I went there, how I got the address, and how I broke into that house. That's one of my favorite stories to tell people. That is the number one, my favorite story to ever tell anybody. You need to go hear that. So I'll put a link below. Also put it up here for you on the end screen when I'm playing I Want Revenge at the end of this video. Hit me with a comment. What do you think about this crazy story? You want to hear more stories? I got so many stories. More people that tell me they want to hear stories, more stories I'll tell you guys. Again, please subscribe and please like this video. I'm Rob Level. You can follow me, Rob_Level on Instagram. Either way, keep believing in yourself. Keep hustling. And I'll see you at the top. And hey, keep your ass out of trouble. All right? I don't want to see you making the mistakes that I made. Rob did that, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. Bending over to pick up a basketball, he kicked me so hard in my ass, I think his foot penetrated my ass. Like, I'm not even playing. I flipped. I did a front. I'm like this. I'm bending over to kick me in the ass, bro. I did a front flip, and then he hit me with the basket, and I was already mad, and I just snapped. He's lucky I didn't kill him.
Suicidal.
Level. Ooh, I